and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you can see by the title, today's video is a story time about my little modeling career and also about the beauty pageants that I did. So I posted a picture on my Instagram from a photo shoot that was about 12 years ago, which is crazy. But yeah, I asked you guys if you would like to see a story time about my modeling career, if you can call it that, and also yeah, about some of the pageants that I did, and you guys really wanted to see it. So yeah, I thought I'd just share with you some old pictures of me, and I will also tell you guys a little bit more about the things that I did. So yes, if you're curious about the modeling industry, about the beauty pageants, then yeah, keep on watching. Don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up because you really help my channel with that. And now let's get started. It's very hot at the moment, so excuse my sweaty face. I have the air conditioning on, it's still very hot. And my son is napping right now, so I hope he doesn't wake up till I finish this video. And yeah, I will just get started with the beginning. So I was always really into taking pictures with my sister, with my friends. I always really enjoyed standing in front of the camera. And when I was around 12 or 13 years old, I started taking it a bit more seriously, and I just applied for lots of different agencies, modeling agencies, and sent my measurements, you know, my pictures. And that's kind of how it started. I have here one picture that was my very first photo shoot, and I think I was like around 11 years old. I look so different, but yeah, this is me when I was 11 years old, by a first agency that I applied to. I'm looking very mad, I'm not sure why, but yeah. This was the first ever photo shoot, professional photo shoot that I did. Okay, I think this video will be all over the place, but I hope you can follow me. But yeah, this was an agency in the Netherlands. And then I also heard back from lots of high fashion agencies. And high fashion is kind of like, you know, the catwalk who are walking for Chanel and all of the, you know, high-end brands, if that makes sense. And they all told me that I needed to lose weight, that my hips were too wide. And looking back now, if I see myself in that picture, like I was 11, 12 years old, I'm not really sure. But I was so thin, and to think that people told me that I needed to lose weight is just crazy to me, like honestly crazy. I know the time has changed a bit. You see also some like plus size models or like in between models who are like a 36, 38, 40. But yeah, I was definitely small there, maybe extra small, and they still told me that I needed to lose weight. So yeah, that was kind of crazy to me. So that was the first sign that the model industry is kind of toxic to me. But there were some agencies that were very friendly and that I like signed with. But the agencies that I signed with like take your portfolio and all of that in their system. So then when they have a job that is suitable for you, they will let you know and you can go to like a casting. And a casting is basically where all of the girls come together and you have to walk. For example, if it's like a show, catwalk show, you have to walk for them or try maybe some outfits on. And the thing that I really loved about modeling is standing in front of the camera and the catwalk. What I really hated was the castings, because you are there with so many girls. You are there for just a few minutes and they just see you as a product, like not as a human being. You are there for them, obviously. But the feedback that I sometimes got, and I remember one casting in particular. So I was living in the east of the Netherlands and almost everything was in Amsterdam. And the casting was in the Sunday morning for a show. And so I told my agency, well, the first train is like 7 o'clock. So the earliest I can be there is like around 9, for example. And they said, yeah, that's totally fine with the client. So I went there and I arrived around 9 o'clock. And all of the girls were already chosen for the show. So I was late and they were like, what are you doing here? And I said, well, I'm here for the casting. And they said, well, the casting, yeah, we already got the girls. So I don't know where you're late. And I said, well, I discussed this with the agency. and they told me that it was fine that I arrived later. They talked to you guys about this and they said, well, no, you're late, so goodbye. And then there was one man that called me back and he said, wait, can you please stand next to this girl? So I was like standing next to her and they just looked at me and they said, well, no, her hair is nicer, you can go. So they really don't see you as a human. Like I don't know, like I traveled all the way, I spent money on my train ticket for that casting, and they put me near this girl and they're just like, well, no, her hair is nicer, okay, you can go. And I don't know, that world is just so, I don't know, I found it very toxic. I think these shows and everything, I also did some shows which were very fun. I had lots of fun. That they did my makeup, my hair, walking on the catwalk, I absolutely loved that. And I also had some fun with the girls there, so I didn't find that very toxic. But the castings were just, yeah, very, and just not the nicest people. So I also had once a casting for another agency. And I remember I went there with my mom. And I think I was around 16, 17 years old. And the photographer took some pictures, everything was fine. And I needed to come back for another photo shoot. So the next time I went alone. And that was a whole different story. With my mom there, he was just very professional, very friendly. But as soon as I went alone, the whole vibe changed. And I would say to all of the girls that are thinking of doing modeling or applying for something, please be careful. I did lots of photo shoots and things alone, but you can definitely have some very uncomfortable situations. So yeah, I don't want to go into much detail, but I was very uncomfortable, and I'm so happy that I left the photo shoot early. It was just not a safe place. I mean, nothing happened, thank God, but I was just very uncomfortable and honestly quite scared because I was alone there. There was nobody else, only the photographer and me. And it was just very, yeah, uncomfortable and yeah, not the best situation. So that's also something that happens quite often in the modeling industry, that photographers take advantage of young girls who want to make it in the modeling industry. So definitely be careful who you work with. But yeah, please be careful, do your research. And honestly, I didn't know, because the first time I went there, you know, with my mom, it was all fine. And then the second time I went alone, it was a whole other situation. So yeah, just be careful. But there's also some great photographers out there. So not everyone is bad, obviously. But yeah, you just need to be careful. I have some of my pictures here. I'm really bummed because I had a email address, my modeling email address, but I can't get in anymore. And I know there's lots of pictures, so I hope I can get some of them back. But here's, for example, one picture of me for a shoe brand. And that was a very nice experience, very great team of hair and makeup. Yeah, just a very nice experience. Oh, here at the back as well. That's me. Then, oh, this is also from that same shoe brand. Looking very serious right there. And then I also worked with a photographer a lot, who was just like a hobby photographer. He had his own studio. And I modeled quite a lot for him, and I really enjoyed that as well. So this is also one of his pictures. This was on the beach in the Netherlands. You can see my freckles really well. So then I also started to get into pageants. I absolutely love everything, you know, dressing up, makeup, hair and all of that. And obviously pageants are all glitz and glam. So I was very excited for that. So the first pageant I applied to was a local pageant of the east of the Netherlands, where I was from. And then ultimately the winner would go to Miss Earth. So you have three really big pageants. You have Miss Universe, Earth and Miss World. So yeah, the winner would go to Miss Earth. So yeah, I went to the casting and that was actually a lot of fun. Lots of really nice girls, and you had like a bikini round, a interview, and I practiced my pageant walk a lot. Because a model walk and a pageant walk are very different. A model walk is like very stiff and serious, and a pageant walk is very like with the shoulders, with your hips, kind of sexy. So yeah, I practiced that a lot. And then I was a contestant of the east of the Netherlands with, I don't know, like 12 or 15 other girls. I'm not really sure, but I was an official contestant. And if I have some pictures, I will edit them in. But yeah, we had some days that we practiced or stage like dances. You always have some dances and like a bikini round, a evening gown round. And that was just a lot of fun. Most of the girls were very sweet. I think a pageant can be very empowering for women. Obviously it can be also very toxic, depends on, you know, which organization you are with and which girls you are with. And while I was a contestant, I was in the local newspaper, which was so much fun, and that's why they crowned me Miss Media 2013, which is just the longest time ago. But yeah, I got this little crown and this sash, and I unfortunately didn't win, so I didn't make it to the national competition or Miss Earth. But honestly, it was so much fun. And then I also applied to a Miss Grand Netherlands, and I also made it to the last 20, but unfortunately I didn't make it to the last like 10 or something. Then they cut me off. And then after Miss Grand, I applied for Miss Nederland, and that was Miss Netherlands. And that winner would go to Miss Universe, which is the biggest pageant in the world. And I made it to the last 50. I went to a radio station, 538, maybe my Dutchies know it, with some girls for an interview, which was so much fun. And on the casting day of Miss Nederland, I unfortunately didn't make it to the last 10, I believe 10 girls. So I made it to the last, I don't know, 20 or 25, I'm not completely sure. But yeah, unfortunately not to the last 10. But again, it was so much fun going to the radio station to meet some of the girls. The whole casting day was just a lot of fun. So the whole pageant world was quite positive for me. The modeling world, I don't know, not so much, I guess. I mean, I really enjoyed all of the things that I did, the photo shoots, the catwalk, everything. But if you tell children, you know, they are still children from like 12, 13, 14 years old, that they are too fat, that they need to lose weight, that there are photographers and people out there who want to take advantage of you. I mean, it's a scary world. It's I don't know, if I would have a daughter, if I would let her be a model. I mean, it can be positive, you can grow from it, you can learn lots of things, it can bring you lots of things. But it can be also very scary, people who take advantage of you. It's a very hard world. But yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And I hope to see you guys very soon in one of my other videos. Bye!